Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Governor Gavin Newsom will release his state budget today, expected to focus on health care and homelessness. Details on how he might do that coming up.
If you work in Kern's oil industry, you're being asked to come weigh in on some new state restrictions. We'll tell you when you can talk directly to California officials about how they're affecting our local economy.
Congress weighs in, the House passing a war powers resolution to restrict President Trump's actions against Iran. But is there any muscle behind it? And what's the commander-in-chief saying? This is Friday, January 10th, 2020. Good morning, 5 a.m. Good to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher. A little bit of a wild weather day yesterday, and we're feeling a few effects in our mountain communities this morning. We do have one snow and ice delay for peak-to-peak mountain charter.
Yeah, it has been a very cold week, and of course, as we head into the weekend, what's the weather forecast going to look like today? Let's turn things over to Vanessa Dillon, who's in for Kev this morning with a look.
Good morning and good morning to everyone. Happy Friday. We did see some showers yesterday and we are seeing possible chances next week. But as far as today goes, we are expecting to see a high of 56 degrees later this afternoon, our normal high being 55 degrees. Right now, though, if you're stepping outdoors, it is 42 degrees in the city. And we're also expecting 96% humidity levels with 41 dew point northwest winds at 3 miles per hour. And then today, like I mentioned, we are expecting to see ourselves go into those pretty much mid-50s into later this afternoon, and we can expect to see sunny skies, some foggy, dense, patchy fog in the city as well in those early morning hours. So if you are commuting this morning, just keep that in mind. And to Tehachapi right now, we're seeing 34 degrees with 93% humidity levels, west winds at about 7 miles per hour, and then a dew point at 37, and we can expect to see those 40s well into this afternoon, into later this evening. 41 will be our high around 5 o'clock is when we're expecting to see things start to get chillier too, and we're only seeing those chilly conditions into this weekend. I'll have a look at the details in our pinpoint weather forecasts in just a little bit. Right now I'm going to send it over to Alex for a check of traffic.
All right, Vanessa, thank you so much. Here's a look outside to the 99 at Airport Drive, and as you can see, traffic is smoothly running on that side of town. And to start off your Friday morning, things are looking great across the county. No major incidents that's going to affect your commute. So we'll keep you updated throughout the morning and have another check coming up in about 15 minutes. 5:02 now, and news from around the state this morning. Governor Gavin Newsom is set to release a proposed state budget later today. Some goals for the state: lower health care costs and tackle the homeless problem. Just yesterday, Governor Newsom said he hoped that California could become the first state to sell its own generic version of prescription drugs. The plan is to lower the cost of prescription drugs, but it's not clear what that means for the state. Earlier this week, Newsom previewed a $1 billion budget effort to try and tackle homelessness. He also announced an executive order saying that agencies must identify state property and land that could be used to house the homeless on short-term and emergency basis.
It's 5:03 now, and the Board of Supervisors is inviting people who work in Kern's oil industry to come to its meeting next Tuesday. Representatives from Governor Gavin Newsom's administration are also expected to attend. Leaders with the Kern Law Enforcement Association and Kern County Firefighters Association are encouraging their members to attend as well. It's all part of KLEA's Keeping California campaign. They say they want to send a message to the governor that any cuts to the oil industry could lead to lack of revenue for public safety.
If we have a cut in revenues to the county, then it's going to have service level impacts.
We just want to make a big impact in Sacramento and let them know we're not going to stand idly by while this occurs.
The meeting's set for 2 p.m. next Tuesday. An additional 70 chairs will be set up in an overflow room, but you are encouraged to get there early. If you want more information about the Keeping California campaign, we've posted a link to that website on our website, kget.com. People in a quiet town near Tehachapi are still in shock this morning after a woman was brutally murdered there this week. The body of Guadalupe Adams was found inside her Golden Hills home Wednesday afternoon. Kern County Sheriff's Office later confirmed her son, Madison Adams, was a suspect in her murder. Yesterday, Madison was found stopped on the shoulder of northbound Interstate 15 south of the state line. CHP says as officers approached the car, an officer-involved shooting ensued. Madison was killed in the shooting. Now members of the community where Guadalupe and her son lived are speaking out.
When her husband died a couple years ago, she wanted Maddie to be in the house because she felt safer with him there.
An investigation into the murder is still ongoing. Anyone with information is urged to call KCSO.
An armed robbery ends in an arrest for a group of Bakersfield men. The robbery happened yesterday evening. Police say officers responded to the T-Mobile store on Columbus Street near Rosas to reports of a takeover-style robbery. As they arrived to the area, officers saw a suspect vehicle driving through. The men inside the car fled as when officers tried to stop the car, the men were found nearby and arrested. A third man was also released, and he was involved and released. An investigation is still ongoing. New information on a pursuit that ended with a suspect crashing his car in central Bakersfield and a surprise discovery. The chase ended at Golden State Avenue and M Street after 9:30 yesterday morning. It started when someone called 911 to report a man had threatened to shoot someone inside a business on East California Avenue. BPD chased the suspect, 23-year-old Quayne Sutton, until he crashed. He was taken into custody. Officers discovered the weapon in Sutton's car was actually a Nerf gun. Sutton faces several charges, including felony evading.
5:06 now. It was a fitting venue to say goodbye and underscore his nearly 3 decades of service to the citizens of Bakersfield. Friends, colleagues, and past and present council members turned out to send Bakersfield City Manager Alan Tandy off to retirement. For nearly 28 years, Tandy held that post, guiding the city through an incredible period of growth, completing dozens of capital improvement projects, shepherding the Thomas Roads Improvement Program, and keeping our city on a solid fiscal footing, even during some severe economic downturns.
When we were looking for a city manager to replace Dale Hawley, who retired, we wanted a real professional, one with technical skills that would bring us into the future. And Alan gave us that and much more than I ever imagined.
He truly did have that vision of what he wanted to accomplish. And once he was given a task, or once he had some of the time it was his own vision, he never let go of it. He was tenacious.
Alan Tandy and his wife, Kate, aren't moving away from Bakersfield. He plans to start a consulting business, spend more time with family, and work on his racquetball game for starters. From all of us here at 17 News, we wish Alan Tandy all the best in his future.
All right, well, today it is Friday, and that means that it is Tabatha Mills' last day here at KGET.
Yeah, another bittersweet goodbye. Later on this morning, she'll share one more of her favorite stories with us. This one has a very special place in her heart. We'll have more on that still ahead.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News with Maddie Jansen, Alex Fisher, and Kevin Charette with your Pinpoint Doppler forecast. This is 17 News at Sunrise. KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Good morning welcome back in your 17 Business Watch. Taco Bell starting 2020 with some new perks for workers. For the first time ever, employees will be eligible for paid sick time. Workers at corporate-owned locations will be eligible for 24 hours of paid sick time a year. Managers at some restaurants will start pulling in six-figure salaries. That's a big boost because most supervisors in that role made between $50,000 and $80,000 previously. The fast food company says it hopes those benefits will help keep employees happy and increase retention. Amazon says it's fired multiple workers at its Ring security camera business after they were caught abusing access to surveillance video. Amazon announced the firings in a letter responding to questions from U.S. senators. The company said over the past 4 years, Ring received 4 inquiries about a team member accessing Ring video data. In the letter, Amazon said the employees involved were authorized to view video data, but they did go beyond what was necessary to do their jobs. The company said Ring's now limiting that type of video access to a smaller number of workers. Amazon, which bought Ring nearly 2 years ago, declined to say how many people were fired.
Well, still ahead, a deadly plane crash in Iran killed 176 people this week, and now world leaders are saying Iran is responsible.
What Iranian leaders had to say about those accusations coming up.
Welcome back. On Monday, we told you that it was going to be Tabatha Mills' final week here at KGET, and today is Friday, and that means that it is her last day here on TV 17.
Yeah, we've known that this day was coming for a little while now, but I still can't believe it's actually here.
Yeah, I think it shocked a lot of people, especially after I got engaged, and they're like, what's going on?
That's the big news. Wait, we have more.
It is truly new beginnings for you, a new chapter, but again, it's very sad for us here to see you go.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I want to share one more story before I go, though. It's one of my favorite stories I've done here at 17. This year during Teacher Appreciation Week, I honored one of my favorite teachers, who just happens to be my dad. He didn't teach me in any classroom setting, but he's taught me a lot.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you.
I celebrate every kid's birthday that'll put their name on the board. A lot of our kids, they never had a birthday cake. And so I take a lot of pride in that. It humbles me to work with our kids out here at Arvin High. And it's very rewarding.
My dad, Donald Mills, has taught at Arvin High School for 12 years. A Future Farmers of America advisor, his message to his students each and every day.
Remember always, Mills believes in you.
A statement his students and those who have worked with him know to be true.
What Mr. Mills did for me went beyond the classroom. When I first met Mr. Mills, I told him that I wanted to go to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and he told me he was going to help me get there. And little did I know he really meant that. And I didn't realize that the financial part was going to be one of my challenges in getting into Cal Poly. And so he kept pushing me and pushing me and pushing me to keep applying to scholarships and helping me with the interview process. And thanks to him, I'm here at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo 4 years later, leaving debt-free without ever having to pull a single loan out of my name or my parents' name.
You've really been someone who's fundamentally impacted my life in such a beneficial way. I think something I've always struggled with was like the ability to believe in myself and have that confidence to push myself forward, not only in terms of high school and college, but even now as a law student. And I can smile and say that Mr. Mills has been a part of every step in my process, and he's always been a guiding figure. As I see him, he's like a parent to me, and I can say that with full confidence that he's like that to many students, especially the Arvin High students.
I remember Don just connecting with students. I think because he is an example of what we want our children to have as a teacher, who we want our children to have. Someone that they can believe in, someone that they will learn from because they're engaged by him, because they have a connection, a relationship with him.
He has another message, not just for his students, but for anyone watching.
It's never too late. It's never too late.
You see, my dad didn't take the traditional route to become a teacher.
I am technically referred to as a high school dropout.
He bounced from Garces to North High to Vista West.
I always struggled in high school. I was a pretty good athlete, but education was not something that I took seriously, and I squandered. And I like to have the social life of high school rather than buckle down and get the grades.
Most wouldn't take interest in a student like my dad, but a few did, planting the seeds of what was to come roughly 20 years later.
Mrs. McCauley, Mrs. Howler, Freddie Boyd, those were the teachers that reached out to me, would call me in, would talk to me, see how I was doing, see if I needed any help, give me guidance, advise me. Those are the teachers I remember in high school, and I hope today that I'm that same type of teacher.
His senior year, he found out I was on the way, and he started working to support his family. When I was in 8th grade, he decided to go back to school, eventually graduating from Bakersfield College, then Fresno State, then Cal Poly. He logged more than 300,000 miles, driving from Bakersfield to Fresno, then later to San Luis Obispo. But he never missed a basketball game or a pig show. In 2010, he was named the Jimberg Ford Rising Star Teacher of the Year. Recently, he was honored by Arvin High School for his outstanding leadership and for displaying their pride.
There's nobody in the world that's stopping you but you. It's the decisions that you make every day is going to make up whether you're going to be successful in life or not.
His journey to Arvin, not a quick or easy one, but it's right where he was always meant to be.
One of my favorite stories.
I can see why.
Yeah.
One of your favorite guys.
Yeah.
One of our favorite guys.
Exactly.
He's
yeah.
so inspirational to all of us, and as have you been. You've taught us so much, and you've inspired a lot of people, I think, with the amazing stories you've been able to tell here.
Well, thank you. It was my honor.
And we have to say, again, we want to reiterate that you are not leaving Bakersfield.
I'm not leaving Bakersfield.
Can you officially tell us where you're going?
I am going to work for the Bakersfield City School District. I'm going to be their public information officer, and I am truly excited to help children in our community in that capacity. It really combines my passions for storytelling and children, so it's really exciting for me.
That's really cool that you're able to combine those things into this new endeavor. I mean, just what a year for you. You've got all these new beginnings coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be 2020 is not bad so far.
And we should explain also to our viewers that what a PIO means, that we might be seeing more of you. So it's not like you're going to be completely away from us.
Yeah, you'll see me from time to time on KGET, so I'm not, disappearing forever.
Yeah.
You will have to wake up early again, probably.
Yes, yeah, I know. That's the one thing
that you're not going to miss.
I'm not going to miss is that 3 a.m. wake-up call, but I will miss a lot of it.
I hope you sleep in for a while. You deserve it.
Thank you.